Hey y'all, it's the Abstractionist. I am here with Neptune Spring 2023. My bad, y'all. I low key am entering my tarot slump. So yeah. So you guys may actually be quite low energy Neptunian people as we move into Aries season and Martian season, right? So this reading is for people who feel very attuned to Neptunian energy. You could also liken it to Piscean energy, but I tend to read by planet. I'm more interested in the planetary lessons and messages and archetypes than zodiac. So take that how you will. But yeah, so this is guys. This order, please. Give us the messages that are needed for Neptune, spring 2023. Let the messages that come through reach for the highest good of everyone involved. Let only energies of the highest order come through me, and let the messages be delivered. Okay. So, like I said, you guys may be tired holding all of that energy. So, holding a lot of the energy for the season, the Piscean season. Let me get water. For some reason, Piscean season could have been really heavy for you guys. And I mean heavy as in responsibility, right? So this may be a pretty heavy responsibility season for you. It is something that may have been thrust upon you. It may have been a season of moving into more adult-like energies, growing up, a lot of growing up to do with regards to some aspect of your life. So you have Two of Cups, the Crone, yep, Strength, Two of Feathers. There's a little bit of clarity about it. There's a little bit of understanding about it. So you guys, for spring, could be coming out of a lot of meditation, a lot of fasting, a lot of thinking, a lot of praying, a lot of ritual. And the reason why is because I think this is like the muddiness of what you've kind of like gone into. So you may actually have intended to do a lot of work. It could be this season, but I kind of feel like it may be what you're coming out of. So this season, whatever season I'm describing, going into it, there may have been some ideal that you were trying to hit, some ideal you were trying to reach, some conclusion you were trying to reach, some person perhaps you were trying to reach, like emotionally or something like that. Or like even if you, with this crone here, this could delve into mediumship, trying to reach people who have moved on. There may be an aspect of your life that, should you hear communication from the other side, Neptune would be very appropriate for this, you could move on and you could find peace with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can find peace with like, oh, your like dead mother, she apologizes, or your husband who passed, he's okay with you finding someone else, like something like that. Like, it could be like they are okay with you moving on in some capacity, or you could just kind of realize within yourself that the old you is ready to move on, or the old you is not necessarily ready to move on, okay with you moving on. It could feel like kind of like, sometimes I kind of feel like when it comes to like the idea of an ego death, like the more tied it is to you, the more, because it's not the Tower here, it's more like the Hermit. The more tied I kind of feel like you are to certain things, like the harder an ego death is, or the harder an ego lesson is, it kind of rattles you to your core. But I kind of feel like with this introspective it is a release and a letting go. So the crone for me is not only maturity, but it's also having gone down into the depths of where you're meeting all of this murkiness. And even with this Two of Feathers, I'm not trying to get it. For me, Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius is a great time the next 20 years to close like psychological timelines and just timelines of repeated patterns. And so Neptune is really good also with communicating with like the other realms, the dead and stuff like that, but also like meeting your subconscious mind, whether or not you know that or not. Meeting your subconscious mind, perhaps as it appears through very material means. So the crone being like the opposite aspect in that Virgoan way of having very material things around you represent your subconscious in some way, represent some patterning in some way, and shining a light on it. Because Neptune, if I'm correct, or remember correctly, is exalted in Leo. Being able to see your truth around you in the physical world, around you in physical relationships, around you in the physical, just physical beingness. And also a feeling of your subconscious. Like feeling your subconscious, essentially. Feeling whatever emotions it are, feeling at ease in your body or not, right? So I kind of feel like you went into this period or are going to go into this period seeking some sort of resolution. You may not know what it is, but you do have some sort of conclusion in mind. There's a pictured conclusion in mind. What it looks like post that, you don't necessarily know. It doesn't look like you necessarily know that, but there is some sort of conclusion in mind. And there's a depth and a murkiness that you go to explore. It's not necessarily chaotic, but it is plentiful. Like, it's a lot of stuff to clean up. It's a lot of memories to go through. It's a lot of past selves to go through. It's a lot of past selves of other people interacting. And so being freed from like old perceptions of self within other people, you may do so much work that it clears something out for other people. You know, like, I'm going to say on a personal level, I have a lot of people who have a lot of old perceptions of me, right? It's like, it's 2023, but people are still looking at you through, 1987 lenses. And it's kind of like, what the hell is that? You could do so much work on yourself that clears it up for that person. And it's not going to clear it up for that person where they're like, oh yeah, like I can see you as 2023 you. What I mean is, the work has been done so much that even if they project stuff still, they have no excuse as to why they do that anymore. There's like a clarity that you're producing of self that people will get, whether or not they do. It's like they have to choose to see you in that light. They have to choose to see you in the correct light. They have to choose to see you in that. Two of Feathers is like Two of Swords, so like that choice. But they have to choose to see you in that. They have to choose to see you in this correct light. And so you may have people who miscalculated who you were, miscalculated what you were about, miscalculated a lot of things. They may have projected a lot of stuff onto you. You may have wiped out a lot of that gunk that they energetically can feel it. And that's what I'm saying. So there's that. I just feel like for you guys, there was just a lot of subconscious work being done. Ace of Cups. A lot of rewards as a result. You have Five of Cups. So there is going to be, I'm going to say the majority of the stuff that you wanted to get rid of is gone. There are going to be some lingering things that you have to work on, and they may just be expressions, like somatic, psychosomatic expressions in your body that need to go. But it seems like most of this stuff is successful. Like, I feel like the really rooted things, really rooted things that would really hinder you on a day-to-day level are pretty much gone. But the more meta lessons that you have to learn, there's a little bit of arrival yet. Like, you still have to arrive at those things. And so I would say with this Five of Cups, do not be discouraged that you haven't reached it yet, because you will get there. You probably won't get there in this season of spring, but it does seem like you wrapped up some significant cycle, or you will in the future. So Cancer for that's funny. So this is probably a good ass reading for myself. Anything else? So by Cancer season, it could be wrapped up. So this could be something that does wrap itself up by the next season shift. So you may be somebody who needs to check in with this sign, this planet twice this year. So now, and then in 3 months when we go to the next season, and then Earth. So you'll start to kind of feel with that crone energy a little bit more of that material balancing out. So your place may get cleaner, your ideas on things may clear up, you may have better money, you may have better stability, you may have better point of reference for what was the subconscious, right? Like what physical, so what you may want to do is ask yourself what physical, because I feel like I feel like even though things are subconscious, because we act out subconscious things, I kind of feel like if you really were to sit down, and maybe that crone energy is the space to sit down and do stuff, it feels like you could very easily tap into your subconscious or very easily do that. And maybe that's why this is here with Family Roots Foundation, nurturing, sensitive, caring. I feel like in this Earth, you're able to get down there pretty quickly and see it. And so you may, I would say, this is an unusual and weird request, but write down different items in your house that make you feel good and items in your house that make you feel ill at ease. And I would note the room, I would note how many it is, I would note the color, I would note who gave it to you, I would note what kind of monetary value, I would note any emotions around it, and I would want you to maybe tap into those energies surrounding it and make a decision of whether or not you want to keep it, because there could be energetic leakages in the physical items that you have. They're interacting with your subconscious, and as an animist, it could be that energy of somebody whose energy doesn't have the right perception of you still pinging off of that object and interacting with you, and you may just feel ill at ease or defensive and not know why. And it could be that subconscious understanding that there is some sort of energetic leak in your space. So clearing all that stuff out would be helpful. So you'll arrive at like some freer energy and some conclusion of this, some clarity of mind. But it will take a few months, and it will be pretty substantial moving forward. Once you do this, you will have like a big clarity of mind with this blue. Very clear, very clear, very clear on it. Very truthful as well about what it is. So that's what I have for you, Neptune. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this video, I don't know, like helpful. And if you did, check out the next one, because I do think that you are a double watcher for the year. And yeah, leave me a comment. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.